Let's talk about something which I've hardly seen any leaders do, but could potentially be a game changer when done well. I had this conversation with Lisa O'Neill. She's a thought leader from New Zealand for my podcast, Pushing Beyond the Obvious. And one of the things that she said in that conversation was, does your team know how to get the best out of you as a leader? And then recently I came across an article in which the author spoke about something that was called Personal User Manual, and it is created by a leader and shared with their team. So apparently Claire Johnson, who used to be the COO of Stripe, started doing this long back. It is just a very simple one-page document which talks about how can the team make the best use of the leader, or if I have to rephrase it, how can the team leverage the leader in order to do fabulous work, right? So the document contains answers to some very, very basic questions. For example, who is the leader? What is their vision and mission? What makes them tick? What irritates them? How do they operate? How do they interact with people? Do they prefer email? Do they prefer a call? Do they prefer text, WhatsApp? How do their management style look like? Do they micromanage? When do they micromanage? And when do they just simply hand off a task and expect a report every week? Do they expect it every week? Do they expect it every month? Do they expect to be CC'd on every single conversation that you have with anyone outside the team? What is their management philosophy? What are the things that delight them? When would they be really happy? What would actually annoy them the most? What are the areas where the leader is wanting or planning or working to grow? What are some of the things that they are really, really good at? And what do they do beyond work? The primary aim of doing this exercise is so that everyone in your team knows how to work with you, knows what to expect from you. We have spoken about this in the past many times. One of the biggest things, or one of the biggest virtues of leaders, which builds trust for them with their team, is consistency of action. And if you know what to expect from a leader in any given situation, that's probably the best when it comes to consistency of action. If you know what irritates someone, you can steer away from that. If you know what delights someone, you can always do something which actually does that. If you know that the leader typically prefers email and is really, really short sentences, then you are not stressed out when you receive a one sentence or a half a sentence email from your leader. If you know that they prefer long winded discussions, then you know what to expect from them, right? And if you know what their goals are, if you know what is it that they are trying to do to grow as a leader, what is it that they are trying to do as a team, then you can always contribute to that. It makes life simple for everybody concerned. So I think it's a brilliant idea. Every single leader should do that. You should create a personal user manual for yourself as a leader. And if possible, why not extend it to everyone on your team? Why not ask each one of your team members to create a one-page document that everybody can access, which also does the same, answers the same questions, which is, who am I? What makes me tick? how I operate, what delights me, what annoys me, what are my growth areas, and who am I beyond my work. Makes life simple for everybody concerned. To start with, they can just share that with you as a leader. And once you have the trust built up amongst the team and within the team members, then potentially this can be shared with everyone commonly. Makes life that much more easier, makes it that much more trusting, creates a culture of trust. And if everyone knows what annoys everyone else, they can actually figure out a way to work and collaborate much better, avoiding pitfalls which you would, or minds that you would rather avoid. Think about it. Take care.